And we are back, man. Another beautiful day at the Water Boys Show. What's up, B Rich?
Nothing much, man. We're looking mighty nice in the intro that Mario did.
Okay.
I'm just playing.
Yeah,
Shout out to Aaron, man.
Shout out to Staring Aaron for making it happen, man.
Hey, Aaron, man. Hey, look, man. We giving you your flowers. Hey, look, man. Stop showing your face.
Yeah,
look,
please. Because every time you show your face, man, at least 10 people subscribe.
Yeah. Unsubscribe. So look, man. I want to give you your flowers. Do not show your face. You did a great. You did a great job.
Or talk.
You did a great job on the intro, man. Thank you, bro.
Hey,
it took us 10 months to get it done.
Leave him alone, man. Leave him alone.
He got it done, though.
Leave him alone,
man.
man.
We got to give him his props.
Leave him alone, man.
10 months.
The world don't
took a
even.
day.
Hey, man, listen. We just lost 10 more subscribers, man. And like, please, man, don't show your face anymore, man. You know what I'm saying? It's all love, man. The Lord loves you.
So the definition of masticating is chewing gum if that goes over your head.
You know what I'm saying? The Lord we really getting into the definition of chewing gum on the show?
He just said it. You missed it.
No, I'm not getting into that story. I don't want to talk about it, man. Let's just leave it alone. Just please, just keep your face out the screen, man. Say that for me and be rich. You know what I'm saying? It's all good. But anyway, man, I know y'all out there laughing or watching whatever you're doing, probably thinking like, what in the world are these guys talking about? Well, look, man, like we always do about this time, we just having a little fun. Welcome out to the Water Boys Show. And like we'll start every single show out with, we tell you could be anywhere in the world, but you came to holler at our crazy selves, and we appreciate you and love you for it. It's that time that we talk about digital currency. Yes, B Rich talks about it all the time. Digital currency that doesn't come out your wallet, doesn't come out your PayPal, out of your Zelle, out of your Cash App, doesn't come out of any of that Apple Pay. No, it just comes from your heart, comes from you going on your phone or your laptop or your iPad or your tablet, whatever digitally, and showing us some love, right? Giving us some digital currency, man. Like, subscribe, follow, share, leave us a 5-star rating, leave us comments. Believe it or not, it helps the show. You will hear us say this again and again each episode, because every time you leave us a rating, every time you leave a comment, it helps other people find this show as we talk about these blood pressure birds, and it helps us to continue to build, and we thank y'all for that. And then after that, we will ask for a little currency. You know what I'm saying? For those watching.
Cha-ching.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? A little cha-ching. Today, neither me or B Rich, neither one of us are wearing our clothing today. One of the first shows in a minute that not at least one of us didn't have the clothing on. But yeah, go to 285clothing.com. That's 285clothing.com. You can get all the Waterboy Show merch. You can get the hoodies. You can get the sweatshirts. You can get the tees. You can get all the different things that we have. Talking about the blood pressure birds, you can get the Atlanta made shirt, the neat one from the 1988 dunk contest that lets people know that the people of Chicago cheated. Dominique Wilkins ain't he should have won. You know what I'm saying? We know Aaron from Chicago, so he gonna know. He gonna go for joy. But anyway, it's whatever, man. It's whatever. Go to 285clothing.com. Shop with your boys. Get your Waterboy Show merch. Today, we just started, my wife just started putting something dope together, man. Putting together some shirts, a design with the Waterboys logo on the front, and then, boy, you better stop on the back. or boy, you better stop on the front, and then the Waterboys logo on the sleeve.
Oh, that's hard.
Yeah, it looked real good. You know what I'm saying? It looked good. So, yeah, check us out at 285clothing.com. But look, we about to get right into it, right? So, if you know me, which you've been listening to the show, anybody who's been listening, you know how I feel about coaches. You know I feel like coaches all the way around are very important to people's lives, very important to our kids, very important to just the community as a whole. And so we always like to bring coaches on and have discussions. And we have one coach that is more than a friend to the show. He's family at this point. I think him and John Abraham are the only people who've been on the show this at least 3 times now.
Yeah.
I think he is the only person other than John Abraham that has been on the show 3 times. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You got John, then you got our guy that I'm about to introduce, and then you got Maddie, who's been on a couple times. Yeah. But other than that,
D-Led.
Yeah, D-Led came on twice,
yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep, you got D-Led who was on here twice. So yeah, man,
Before you introduce me, I want to say something. Go ahead.
Okay, go ahead.
So, man, I've been looking at our Instagram, man, and our Instagram popping, man. We had a couple of them to go viral in the past 2 weeks. And we put out one yesterday, man. And Big was talking about Little League football. Mm-hmm. And that is going viral. We had 120 on the views. So I'm saying that to lead way into our next guest. I'll let you do your job now.
I already had it, but I appreciate you, man. I believe B. Rich wants to be the host, man. You want us to do an episode where you host the whole thing?
Hell no.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do, man. Yes, you do, man. So look, like he was just saying, man, we've been talking about a lot of things in the community and a lot of ways that the kids are affected, whether it's park ball, whether it's travel ball, just all things around sports, which we know sports brings community together, and it plays a big role in how our children grow up, man. So we want to bring one of the coaches who is dear to us. Like we said, he's not just a friend. He's family when it comes to the show. You know what I'm saying? Train some of the best guys that are in the league, whether it's people who've been Georgia Bulldogs, people that's pro already now, training guys who getting ready to go in the draft, training guys in college, training guys in high school, and training young kids, bringing them up. But you know what? I got it wrong. This is actually his 4th time on the show. I almost forgot when we came out and did the Nate Wiggins thing.
Oh.
That was 3. He's been here twice, Nate Wiggins thing. So this is his 4th time on the show, man. So let me go ahead and introduce Coach Steph Brown. Let's give it up for my guy.
Coach?
Give it up for my guy. What's up, Coach?
Coach in the building. What up?
How y'all doing, man?
Hey, so listen, let's get right into it, right? Let's get right into it. You know the clip that B. Rich is talking about it because I sent it to you personally, and I told you I was going to send it to him. We actually talked about it before we put the clip out. So give us your thoughts. The question was posed to our guy Big is travel football running park and recreational football?
Yeah, I seen it, and he said he didn't say nothing but the truth. I think it is in many ways, just because you know, you don't really like when it comes to youth football now. Like I just started my own organization. Me and some of my guys, we just got together, but it was with a team that was already formally known. So it's like when I watched the interview, it made a lot of sense what Big was saying, because these kids won't have like an area to claim. You know what I'm saying? Like when we were growing up, you played in the neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? Like you played for a certain team, but now it's, you know, you can get kids from out of town. You know what I'm saying? You can get kids from over here, over there. But I think the biggest thing is why it's getting watered down. Like you got too many coaches that ain't qualified coaching these kids. Whether you didn't play the game or whether you know what I'm saying, you haven't had the credentials to be around the kids or whatever. You know, I think that's the biggest thing. Like you can always get some guys that got some money and put some money behind the kids. But you also, like, everybody on our staff, like, they played the game. They coach, they train. You know what I'm saying? They probably, I think all the coaches on the staff that we got, they were coach of the year at their position. So it's like, you know, that was the biggest thing with us. Like, my boy, Coach Brick, when we talked about doing it, we lost in the national championship last year at 11U with Voodoo. The kids were 5-time national champs. But, you know, everybody knew the Voodoo brand because of Coach Bad and, you know what I'm saying, Coach O. But, you know, we became a household name because of the work. But we had kids from everywhere, but I think it's just getting a little bit watered down just because you don't see like the Gresham parts and the Ben Hills and the college parts and you know what I'm saying? Like you still had them type of teams, but you got people merging, and I think people kind of doing it for the wrong reasons. You know what I'm saying? I think it's like Coach said, it's kind of like, you know, they doing it like to pat themselves on the back, and it's like a money grab, because it's like if it's for the right thing, you know, like only thing you probably charge the kids like registration or something like that, but you know, like when they come down, you know, people gamble on the kids and stuff like that, but give stuff back to the kids and the organization. You know, that's how I feel.
Man, so what do you think needs to be done to continue to push things in the right way, to continue to give the kids the foundation that they need and make sure that they're set up correctly?
I think it's more so on the parents. You know, I think they got to do more homework on who are they letting their kids play for. You know, a lot of these parents, like they like these coaches, they grew up with the guys that coach the kids, or they know them from the neighborhood, or, you know, they probably have relations with them, or, you know, like, you know, whether it be like that. I just think I think these parents got to do more homework instead of just trying to throw them in somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Like, you may live on the east side, but you coming all the way to the west side, you know, to bring a kid. But if it makes sense for them structurally, that's cool. But just make sure you're getting your money's worth from the kid learning something. You know what I'm saying? I think it's because the kid can't get in the car and drive itself in Little League. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's a big thing. And then, you know, just like knowing what you're getting yourself into. Like I think like these leagues need to start, like, you know, they got this thing called the transfer portal and all that. I'm like, this Little League. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, like
For real, for like travel ball now for the youth. They got
certain times like you could play with a team. You could be with a team for a certain cutoff date, and then you could play for another team before
in the same season. So they got a transfer portal in youth sports.
It's crazy. I never knew anything about it. You know what I'm saying? Until I got into it. I had always like supported voodoo, like since these kids were like 6 or 7 years old, because my nephew Jig. And then, Bat just kept, he was like, man, he was like, you always give back to the kids, like, just come coach. So I started getting into it and, like, learning more and, like, started seeing, like, YNC, like, the Youth National Championships, like, you playing the best of the best. And it's like, you may have a kid that lives in Georgia, he could be playing in Florida. Or, like, you could be in New Jersey and be playing with a Georgia team. Like, it happens because you're national, so you could do it, but the parents, they make sacrifices. Now, I do, like, commend them parents that's from out of town that might live in certain areas, that they don't have that type of coaching. So it's like they bring their kids, try to put them in better environments. It's good to it, but I think it's also, like, they got to be a little bit more strict on, like, like, the communication part as far as, like, having a kid jump from here and jump from there. I think, that's the part that's kind of messing it up for real.
Man, today, man, I talked to Big Oomp, and he was saying, man, that thing going viral, man. He's like, I got about 20 calls from parents, coaches.
He's legendary, though.
Kids. He was like, well, I pissed some coaches off.
Yeah. He kept it real, though. He kept it real. It was just, you look at, like the Coach Tims and the Coach Oomps. Like, you look at them type of guys, Coach Tony at College Park, them the legendary coaches that, guys grew up having. But it's like, Bat talk about Coach Tim all the time. He always say, like, I do this because of Coach Tim. And Coach Tim comes and supports him. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was around. He was available. Like, he would be there to ask questions. Like, he would do certain things. So it's like, guys don't forget their Little League coaches. You know what I'm saying? I think that was the biggest thing that Coach Oomp was saying. Like, these kids want to have somewhere to call home. And then the biggest thing, if you make it pro, a lot of these kids making it pro, like, what park or organization are they going to get back to? And the organization could be something else 5-6 years down the road. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody knows Ben Hill. They changed the name. They changed the name of it, but Coach Oomp's still out there. He's still around. So yeah. I think that's a big thing. That he was just trying to get across, that you want to have these kids be able to give back to something.
You know what this reminds me of?
What?
It just puts me in the mind of Cobra Kai dojo gyms. They coming around in the nation. They taking over. It's pissing everybody off.
Real talk. For real. Karate Kid.
The Karate Kid, man.
For real. No, I'm just saying that makes sense.
How the Cobra Kai come in and the Cobra Kai dojo.
They trying to recruit everybody.
They got a new form of karate.
That's real though. Because it's like these people, they don't understand. Like, a lot of these kids in youth ball too, like, it's single parent moms, like, being involved. So it's like they don't really know. So it's like they putting the trust in the coaches, and I just feel like, moms and, especially single parent moms, you got to do your homework more, as far as like what you getting your kid into. But, I try to stay out of the political part of it and just help the kids. So,
Let me ask you a question. I asked, I didn't know this, so I asked Big Oomp. I was like, "You had any players that make it to the NFL?"
Yeah, plenty.
And he was like, "Yeah, AJ Terrell from the Atlanta Falcons." I'm like, "Wow, I didn't know that," because we interviewed AJ.
He had a lot.
We didn't know
he
that.
had a lot of kids.
So I asked you the same thing.
Yeah.
Have you coached any kids that made the NFL from Little League?
No, not Little League. I only been coached. This will be my 3rd year coaching Little League. So
what about any kids that you've coached?
Yeah. Guys like I done trained from like 8th grade all the way up, like Javon Baker, Kobe Hudson. There's a couple guys. I had Josh Downs when he was in high school. Like it's guys that me and my brother, I had Ladd in college. I had him as
still training.
He's saying people you
train I thought you meant like young. Yeah, for sure.
Now, I was saying
plenty of them. I thought you meant like young.
Said whatever, but you still.
Yeah, I done had guys.
Blow your horn, man.
I mean, it's so many people like me and my brother train. We just try to make the work be a part. We like guys like saying they work with us. So it's just we got a lot of guys, but it's like we just try to support them, you know what I'm saying, to make sure we there for them. Like, it's guys in like college right now we done had since they was in 8th grade. They'll make a lot of noise this year, like guys like Cam Perry at Colorado. Like, he been with us forever, you know what I'm saying? Like, had him since he was young. So it's like just guys like that, like just different type of guys. Like, you catch them in high school, you train them all the way up, like get a rapport with their parents, and you just push them, and like you show them that you're there for them, because it's bigger than the training. You know what I'm saying? It's bigger than the training. Like, just helping them doing the advising and consulting side, and helping them, and understanding what they need to do, and just making sure you're there for them, and making sure they be the best student athletes they can be.
Hey man, Coach Brown be fresh, man. Look,
Always.
look, and they got some bling. Boy, Little League must be doing good. I like that, man. Tell us about the hat and the shirt, man, and the bling, man.
I gotta get y'all some merch.
Yeah, I definitely will wear that.
It's my Little League team, CBFWA. The brand is creating benefits for winning athletes. So, that's the brand we pushing. It's my chain on CBFWA. That's our Little League team this year. We got 11U and a 12U. Our 12U, we're the number 2 ranked team in the country right now.
Country?
Yeah. So,
and what grade is this?
They're a lot of these kids are 7th grade, 6th, 7th grade.
I gotta come check them out.
See y'all.
Yeah, man. I was
Coming out
thinking
to see y'all play.
Our 11U, they're a top 5 team too. But this is just some of the merch that we're gonna have for the kids. Like we call ourselves, we the yellow jacket, but we the can't bees. So
I'm coming
I definitely like. I'm looking
gear.
at you on the camera, man, and it look fresh on the camera, man.
sure.
Like I definitely like the.
sure,
you
I
got
appreciate
bottoms for it too.
Yeah, we'll have like tracksuits.
I want the whole outfit, man.
I
The
got
hat and
you.
everything.
Just give me your
Hey,
side.
well,
I got you.
look. Let me ask you this. Let me get into it. So I want to ask you about two teams that's here in the state of Georgia. I really could ask about 3, but I'm gonna start with 2.
Yes, sir.
So first we're gonna start with Kirby's team with UGA with them Georgia Bulldogs.
Yeah.
So we just lost Zachariah Branch, and before Zachariah Branch came, the Georgia Bulldogs was like number 1. I think one of the top ranks, if not number 1 ranked team in drop passes.
Yeah.
By wide receivers.
Yeah.
So what should the Georgia Bulldogs be looking for, or what should they expect out of the receiving core that's left at UGA? I know it's some young guys, maybe some older guys that we haven't heard about. Who should we be on the lookout for if you could possibly give us some names?
Yeah, I mean, with the drop thing, it got better. I know Coach Kohler, the receiver coach, is my guy. You know what I'm saying? I talked to him a lot. Like, we exchange drill work, stuff like that. So, I think it's a lot of the things, like, you could blame the coaches, but it's like, it's got to be a want-to thing. You got to want to get on the drill. You got to want to be around the quarterbacks. You got to want to, like, live in the building. You know what I'm saying? And offensively, Coach Bobo, he always gets a lot of, people always talk down on his play call and stuff like that. But I think it's, they keep getting guys. Every year, I've been training Ryan Mosley since he was in 8th grade.
I remember we had Ryan on the show.
Yeah, Ryan, he was at the camp and stuff like that, but he'll make some noise. Craig Dainrich from Cambridge, he'll make some noise. I think they got some young guys that they brought in, and I think with Coach Smart, like, he wants the best of the best. You know what I'm saying? And I think, like, with the drop pass thing, everybody's like, oh, they don't throw the ball. It's like, why would I throw the ball more if these guys not showing me that they want to take it serious. You know what I'm saying? Like, showing us that we give more effort. And, they was talking about how Zach Branch was used and stuff like that. Like, he had like 800 yards. A lot of his, the way they was using him was like screens and stuff, like Steve Smith. Like, he gave he gave him a hard time. But, I mean, he didn't say nothing wrong. I think he said it was a little harsh, but, the truth is reality. You know what I'm saying?
Let me ask you this. All right, Steve Smith said what he said.
Right.
But Kirby came back and said, hey, our receivers are, I think we put the most receivers in the NFL.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
I don't think it's fair. Like, because some of the stuff that's going on with the Georgia receivers is based on our quarterbacks.
Yeah.
And the way they kind of like.
Well, I mean, it's the system.
Attack.
It's the system. People got to always remember, Georgia was always a run-first team. You know what I'm saying? Like, they done always had backs. Like, from top to bottom, from first to fourth guy. Like, you put any one of them backs in and they can make some shape. So it's like, at Georgia, like, you looking at them, like, from a standpoint of, like, running the ball first, doing what you need to do, like, handling that. But it's like, you got to throw the ball as well. So, like, people talk about them pushing the ball, like, vertically, you know what I'm saying, stuff like that, but they getting guys that can do it. So I think it's a trust factor thing. Like, I look at Gunnar Stockton, like, he was a top 5 passer in the state of Georgia. I think the system just kind of changed his game, where he was more like a game manager instead of a game changer. You know what I'm saying? He waited his turn. He sat behind guys like, he's a Georgia guy. So, he was committed to South Carolina out of high school, but he ended up wanting to stay home and, do his own thing. But I just say, like, when you become a product of the system, it's like, I think Coach Bobo, like, he'll put himself in position where it's like they could throw the ball more, like, doing certain things. But, you could blame the quarterback, you could blame the play call, you could blame certain things, but I think it's just collectively, like, the guys got to get together and just work together. You know what I'm saying? Throwing more, being around each other. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. So I think that's the biggest thing.
Yeah, and then when I think about what Steve Smith was saying, I think he was I know we talk about the system, but of course you know what he was trying to say. Hey, with the opportunities he did get, why didn't you give him a chance to show more of his skill set as a route runner and make plays deeper down the field? Like, why you didn't give him a chance to run more pro level routes? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we understand that Georgia, we may run the ball more than pass, but when we do pass it, hey, how about you give my man an opportunity to run a couple more routes, you know what I'm saying, on the route tree that will really show what he's able to do. But I think Zachariah Branch, and as well to Kirby's point, that he countered that with how many receivers they put in the league. I think that the people see what the talent is coming out of Georgia. And those players, they going to make it regardless.
Guys, they, like, when they come out of Georgia, you pro ready. You know what I'm saying? Like, you look at Ladd, you look at, like, George Pickens, you look at all them guys that done came out of there last, they pro-ready. You know what I'm saying? I might not get the 1,000 yards, you know what I'm saying, or the 900 yards or whatever like that, but they pro-ready. So it's like, I think Zach had like 800 yards. I think he had like 800 yards or something like that, but it was just, it was the way they was using him. So, Steve was a receiver guy. So he's going to say, like, I feel like y'all supposed to use him better, you know what I'm saying? But, the Coach Smart, he probably like, well, when he gets to the league, he'll be ready. You know what I'm saying? Because of the type of way we push them, like the type of way we hold our guys accountable to a certain standard. But at the same time, like, I feel like they could have used him differently. But he transferred from USC and went to the SEC. You know what I'm saying? So I just feel like that alone, like with his stature and stuff, that helped him. You know what I'm saying? Like, that helped him in a lot of ways. Like, and he was behind certain guys out there. Like Makai Lemon, he was at USC. He won the Biletnikoff. You got Jacoby Lane, he'll be a draft pick. So Zach was like, well, let me go somewhere and prove that I can play anywhere.
He damn sure did.
He handled his business.
Man, when I tell you, I swear, man, when it before I get into my next point, my next question, every time I think of Steve Smith, man, as much as Steve Smith has accomplished, when I think of him, I always think of how crazy it was that he and Chad Ochocinco were on the same junior college team.
Yeah.
How the hell you stopping Steve Smith and Chad Ochocinco on the college team, bro?
TJ Hughes-Mazzotto was on that team too, I think.
Huh?
I think TJ Hughes-Mazzotto was on that team too.
Mazzotto on that same team?
He was on that team too.
How you stopping that? But look, let me ask you. Let me stay right there with Zachariah Branch, because I wanted to discuss the Falcons. My partner over here, my light-skinned compadre over here, you know what I'm saying? He loves the idea of Zachariah Branch being drafted by the Atlanta Falcons. Yeah. Tell us, how would Zachariah Branch fit into the Atlanta Falcons system?
Perfectly. He'd be a dynamic slot for the Falcons, and he'd be a day one returner. I think he, the whole staff was there. Matt Ryan, like, he seemed like he pretty liked him. He liked him pretty much, from what I saw, like, on the internet. But he plug and play, I think, with the Falcons. They don't have anybody like, stature-wise like him, and like what he could do in the return game with the ball in his hand. But I think he'd be a great fit for the Falcons. Honestly, I think hopefully they'll take 2 receivers in the draft. But I think he'd be a perfect fit.
Yeah, sure. and how do you see him on the next level? You see him coming in as strictly a slot guy, strictly come in, make some gadget plays here and there. Or you see Zachariah Branch, he's going to be able to immediately plug in, and as he continues to grow, be one of them outside receivers as well as the slot.
I think he could play anything. I watched some stuff from his pro day, and it was just some routes he was running. I'm like he different.
Nasty.
You know what I'm saying? Like, just the way he was getting in and getting out his breaks, but that was the point Steve Smith was making. I see this at pro day, but why didn't y'all let him do this in the season? You know what I'm saying? That was his whole point. But, that's what you have pro days for. And to Coach Smart's point, like, we could put it on display when it's time. You know what I'm saying? Like, we just going to have our guys play within the system. You know what I'm saying? And when you got a national championship coach, like, that man know the way. He know what to do. So it's like, you really can't go against it. But I think Zach, like, just the same way Ladd was, like, same way George was, I think he'll pop in the league. Like, just pass catchers at Georgia, they always thrive in the NFL because of the grit and the way they get pushed down there.
Yeah, I saw something crazy yesterday online talking about the way Kirby Smart's run his practices, and was saying that it's very chaotic. He's on a bullhorn, and it probably cost Carson Beck to throw him off. Like they said,
it stopped him from being a leader.
Yeah. So I don't agree with that. I think I've been to the practices when he was running on there. I think it's awesome the way. I mean, look at the results since he's been here.
He called you out and holds you accountable. I've been down there. Like, I went to a practice when Ladd was down there, and he was just it was kind of, the wind was kind of blowing. It was just hard for him to catch a punt one day. He was like, Ladd McConkey, like, you want to be a draft pick? Like, he's on the horn, like, he's loud. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, that's either going to make you get better or make you shut down. So it's like, I know, like, at the end of the day, like, if I get in a situation in the game, I can just hear Coach Smart in my head. Like, I can hear him in my head. So it's like, it kind of helps you in a way, too. I think, like, just because, like, you look at it just from a standpoint of, like, just pushing yourself. You know, like, you go to some practice, they play the music loud. Like, when you go on the road, like, they play the band. Like, you know, so it's like, it's just to distract. Have wet balls at practice, putting water on the balls, like, stuff like that. So it's like, I think it's ways you go around it just to help yourself get better. You know what I'm saying?
Man, well, you know, I think it's one of the funniest things that I ever heard of. I think it's straight up BS. Whoever that anonymous person, man, boy, you better stop. I hadn't said that in a minute. What? Too tough on them at practice? Come on, dog. What you want them to do? Sound like a personal preference. This person, you probably got all kind of past trauma from when your dad and mama yelled at you about leaving too much cereal in your bowl while you were eating breakfast. Eat all that cereal, son. And when he hear Kirby Smart yelling, when he hear Kirby Smart saying, audible, all he hears is cereal.
But it's
and he losing his mind. That is soft.
It's the truth. And it's just like,
that's
Kirby
soft.
don't want soft football players. He done let that be known time and time again. And it's like I say, you don't win national championships being soft.
Man.
Like, you just don't. You know what I'm saying?
And,
like,
the proof's in the pudding, man. Look at Georgia's record since Kirby's there.
like, he been there. And, he take a little bit more pride in it because he played there. So it's like,
yes,
I played here.
It
means something to him.
It means.
So it's like, if you come here, you're not only representing me, you're representing this school and this brand and everything that we bring to the table. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think I've said something was soft. like the way a team handled something or the way a player handled something.
Sure.
Since we started this show, I don't think I've called anybody soft. I've said some foolish things, but that was straight up soft. When I heard, I said, man, this might be the softest comment I have ever heard.
But you got to look at, you know, have people ever been through that, though?
There you go.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't, people don't understand what they don't know. So it's like, draft picks come out of Georgia for a reason.
And I'm gonna tell you this: it's a lot of kids that don't go to the NFL, but I guarantee you, Kirby Smart has helped those kids.
It makes you better in life. Like, you know what I'm saying? A lot of look at he's got a lot of former players that come back and coach for him. That's a reason. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, if I've been playing for you, and you tell me like, hey, like, I think you would be really, really good, like a good coach here, and you come back and coach. Cool. You know what I'm saying? That means you thought about me a lot as a player and as a person. You know what I'm saying? And probably helping them with other endeavors in life. But I just feel like, you know, when you go in the real world, people that are athletes, companies, and, you know, people like that, they want to hire you because they know you on a strict schedule. You know how to wake up. You know how to hold yourself accountable. You know how to be on time. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you ain't gonna be soft like when it comes to certain things. So it's like, I think that's a plus, because at the end of the day, like, people don't look at it from a standpoint of like, oh, you played your years and you done. Everybody not gonna go to the league. You know, like, everybody not. So like, you can go pro in something else. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I think that's another thing that he's pushing too. Like, even if you don't go to the league, I'll help you out. You know, like, a lot of good coaches out here, like, that's what I tell kids, look for, you know what I'm saying, when you start choosing schools and stuff like that. Find you somebody that, you know, if you stop playing football tomorrow, like, what would you get your degree in, and like, what would you put yourself into and like move into, like, when you go on in different stages of life.
Yeah, 100%. So look, one of the main reasons you reached out, I mean, we love to have you on the show, period. Sure. But we're gonna finish. We're gonna finish with some of the guys that you training. But before I get into that, I want to talk about something that's real dear to you, something you want to get out and really speak about, man. It's been a lot of unfortunate violent situations going on around the city. A lot of gun violence situations going around the city. Situations that you know, around the kids and things that are hurting the community and scaring parents, scaring kids, putting coaches in a predicament where they don't even know if they have their kids in a safe environment, just as they practice or play in just regular games in the neighborhoods. So, man, like, break down your initiative. If I'm correct, is pick up the cleats, lead the streets, right? Or is it lead the streets, pick up the cleats?
It's something I thought of, like, you know, just with everything that's been happening. It's called Put on the Cleats and Lead the Streets. So, you know, that's a movement that I'm trying to push. I got, like, some really, really good people behind me that's going to help me push it. I got some good things on the way that we're going to do with that. But just seeing, like, you know, just in my neighborhood alone, you know, just the shootings, like the gun violence, it's not the older people, it's the kids. Like, you know, you got kids 14, 15 walking around with guns. You know what I'm saying? I was a victim of gun violence in the neighborhood. So it's like, that's why I started my nonprofit foundation, the Make 'em Believe Foundation, just to raise awareness about gun violence. You know what I'm saying? Like, getting these kids to understand, like, even if it's not, you know, like, even if you don't play a sport, just put on a pair of cleats. Like, you could be over here in this park and, you know, like, wherever, and, like, be active or do something, you know, to push yourself. Like, just to do something to keep yourself out of harm's way. You could be at the park with me and not be down the street, and something could save you. You know what I'm saying? Like, wrong place, wrong time. Like, you know, it's just been some unfortunate stuff going on. And, you know, I just wanted to use my voice and, like, let people know, like, it's bigger than us. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's bigger than us. Like, you got coaches out here, like, and not even just, you know, where I'm at. Like, it's different coaches, you know, they in these environments where they don't know if it's safe for the kids. So it's like, you know, I'm just challenging, you know, like, people around the city, the parks and rec, people like, you know, like, important people out here, you know, like, to help us out. Like, you know, when it comes to youth football, like, we don't get paid for this. You know, this is just something that we want to do for the kids, and, you know, we just want to put them in safe environments. And, you know, like, the idea, like, behind, you know, put on the cleats and lead the streets is, like, you know, donating cleats to the kids. You know, like, you got kids out here that parents probably can't afford cleats. You know, like, get a decent pair of cleats. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, that'll be a reason why you can leave. Or, you know, you got little guys on the corner. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm telling them, hey, what size cleats you wear? Like, come on here and rock with me today. You know what I'm saying? Like, leave that alone. You ain't really got to get into that type of business. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's something, like, we're going to make it big, you know, and I'm trying to make it like an annual thing. And I got, like, like I said, I got some really good people behind me that's going to help me.
Man, I love that. I love that. I love that, man. You know, the funny thing, it's not a funny thing, but where we are right now, right? And I don't know, because I'm going to be honest. I'm not in the street every day around younger people, but when I was growing up, you would always hear stories about athletes that made it. I was just listening to Drink Champs, and Teddy Riley was talking about, you know, how some of the street legends would keep him out the street because they knew he was doing music. You know, we hear all these stories where as I was coming up, and probably when you were coming up as well, even though you're younger than me, that it was people who were like put to the side, like, no, bro, you can't come out here. You can't. You don't need to be around this. You don't need to be out the house. Go on. You done doing what you need to do today. Go on in. We know you got potential. You gonna make it. We need that to continue. I don't know, you know, because I'm not around a whole bunch of young people. I'm not around people who are in their late 20s now who can talk to the teenagers and tell them, hey, man, do what you need to do. Or the teenagers who 18, 19, who can talk to that 12, 13, 14-year-old kid growing up and tell them, man, chill out, you're going to be something. But we need that. But we need that to continue.
I think the problem is, like, them people that should be doing it, they scared. These kids, they walk around with real guns. Like, these kids walk around with guns, switches. Like, they really, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't really safe. But they respect people like me and, you know what I'm saying, some of the OGs in the neighborhood, like, they come tell them, like, hey, man, what you doing? You know what I'm saying? There's kids up here. You know what I'm saying? Like, stuff going on, like, right where I'm at, like, I go talk to the kids, like, hey, you ain't got to be out here today. You ain't got to be doing that. You ain't got to, you know what I'm saying? But they listen to me, but it's the environment they're around. Like, you know, you got kids that, you know, you have kids that live in certain environments and move to certain places and go to different high schools and stuff. Like, I was one of the first kids that did that. My mom and dad, when they moved me out of Oakland City, like, we went to Henry County. That's why I made it. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I would have been fine if we would have stayed in the neighborhood, but it taught me how to, I went to a PWI. I went to Western Kentucky. You know what I'm saying? Like, I had never been around, you know, like, predominantly Caucasian people. I had a couple, like, my coaches in high school, you know, they were, but I'm talking about being at an institution where it taught me, like, let's get around these people, like, tap in with them. And I still got friends to this day, Caucasian, like, that I talk to all the time. Some of my best friends from college, you know what I'm saying? But it helped me understand it ain't about what you look like, it's about what you got in your mind and what you're trying to give back to the world. It's like that was my whole thing, like, just trying to, you know, use my platform to understand. And, you know, like, I had some people, like, they was like, well, everybody done make it in sports. Like, some parents can't afford it, where it's like, you don't say nothing. You say something when somebody brings awareness to it, but everybody try to act like they got money. So it's like, why don't you reach out and say, hey, you know, my son wants to play sports. Like, I had a lady DM me. She said, sir, you don't know me from a can of paint, but I see what you're doing, and I really love what you're doing. My son loves, you know, he loves playing sports, but I just I'm not mobile right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't get him around to the practices or do whatever I need to do to get him there. Well, let me know, we can help him. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't help everybody. I ain't no millionaire or nothing like that, but anybody that I can reach and pull them into, you know, that's one life I could save from getting out here in these streets.
Man, well, I love the initiative, Coach, man. We always appreciate you coming by, man. You got any more questions for Coach?
Man, He answered what I needed him to answer.
Man, look, he training Malachi Tony, man. The bag just got dropped on Malachi. Shout out to that young man, because I mean he was one of the main reasons Miami almost won a national championship, man. That young man, boy.
That's the kid that was young, right?
From Miami. The true freshman.
You trained him?
Yeah.
Man, that boy bad.
Nah, I'm really, really close with his uncle and his mom.
You had another one down in Miami too, right?
Me and my brother, we had a couple.
The one who made the crazy catch in the first game. You remember?
Brother, he trained
first, second game, made that crazy Carson Beck through the touchdown. He made one of the craziest catches of the first. You trained him, right?
My brother trained C.J. Daniels. I had Keelan Marion, and I trained Malley.
That's his name, C.J. Daniels, who made the catch.
So
I can't remember his name.
My brother, we was down there, so he was training the whole receiver corps. He still got some receivers down there now. That's at the university, but he's from South Florida, so we go down there like just being around being around Malley, like just seeing how I don't think he ever came. I'm trying to get him to come out here. I'm trying to get him to come out here, but just his work ethic. Like I was training him first time I trained him, he was in high school, and his mindset was just different. Like he wanted something different. Like, Coach, I don't want my mom to work no more. Like, I want to take care of my family. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, but there's no sense of entitlement with him. Like, I talked to him the other day. I said, you look bigger, you look faster, you look stronger. He's just telling me, like, the game's slowing down for me. Like I get it now. You know what I'm saying? Like, it makes sense to me because he played quarterback. So he sees the game, like, differently. Like, he understands, like, how to find great footwork, like, knowledgeable. Like, the people love him. Like, he's a people champ. You know what I'm saying? His nickname, Baby Jesus. They call him Baby Jesus down there where he at. So, he's a legend. Like, they had a viral clip.
He be running like he walking on water. I tell you that, boy.
They had a viral clip of him at practice the other day. They've been doing spring ball, and they had a U team down there. All the kids was just running up to him. Like, everybody was just running up to him because it's like he's motivation for them kids. He said it all the time. Like, what's a better way to do it than where I'm from? You know what I'm saying? Like, this is where I'm from, this is where I started, so it's an honor to be able to work with somebody like him. Just seeing how he pushes himself and, like, being so young, just mature, like, really mature. He 18, you know what I'm saying? Like, and he just, like, that's an attestment to mom and, his uncle, his people around him. Like, he got a tight village, like, his neighborhood, they support him, and, I'm just proud of him, and, I look forward to seeing what he's going to do.
Man, well, shout out to Malachi Tony. Shout out to all the guys that Coach Steph and his brother train. We look forward to seeing a lot of y'all on the field. And, man, we've been invited back out, man, to the Nate Wiggins camp. This will be, is this year 3 or 4?
It'll be year 3 for him. It'll be year 6 for me.
Okay, so it'll be year 3 for him, year 6 for you. Yeah, so we've been invited back out to the Camp Waterboy show. Yeah. We'll be in full effect, staring Aaron to be in the building.
That's my guy right there, Aaron. That's my man. That's my man.
Please don't show your face. Hey, man. Please don't show your face.
I love local hydrate. I love it. Yes, sir.
Yeah, tell him to be on time this year, though.
Man, he gonna be there, man. We're gonna make sure he's straight. We're gonna make sure.
Yeah.
Man, it's good. It's all good,
it's
man.
all good, man. We love you, Aaron, man. You showed your face too many times. But look, we about to get on up out of here, man. Shout out to our guy, Coach.
Appreciate it, man.
We appreciate you, man. We appreciate you, man. Appreciate you, man. Yo, put on the cleats, man. Lead the streets, man. Like we always say about this time, man, the Waterboy Show, we represent Atlanta because Atlanta represents us. On behalf of myself, Trey, we got the great Coach Steph Brown in the building. We got my partner, B Rich. We got... I almost said Super Mario. We got
Aaron.
We got Aaron. Whoa, Pittman.
Staring with them 4 eyes.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Super Mario. Shout out to Doug. Shout out to T, Terry, and Stella Mike. The whole team, man. The Waterboy Show. We are out.
Kill the camera.